everybody, this is Justin Branham for MasterFiddle.com, and today we're going to work on an old-timey fiddle tune in the key of D called the Crook Brothers Breakdown. This is one they recorded as Sally Ann, but it's not like the Sally Ann most of us play today, so most people refer to it as the Crook Brothers Breakdown. I think I first heard Mike Snyder play this on the Opry. I was in the Opry staff band and watching him play, and he played this one, and I thought, man, that's a cool tune. So found out what it was and learned it for myself, and it's just a great old-time fiddle tune. Would be great in a bluegrass jam as well. It's just a two-parter, so good tune to jam on. And before we get started, I just want to remind you, if you're a MasterFiddle.com subscriber, you can download the sheet music for this tune that has the fingerings and the bowings. You can also download the rhythm track that goes with it. And if you're a subscriber to MasterFiddle.com, you can get access to the entire library of lessons that I have available. So if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you go check that out. Also, if you have any questions, if you're a MasterFiddle.com subscriber, we have a twice weekly meeting on Zoom for about an hour on Mondays and Tuesdays right now, where you can ask me any questions that you have. So you get access to that as well. Just want to make sure that you are taking advantage of that if you're a subscriber. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll jump into this tune, the Crook Brothers Breakdown in the key of D. Okay, so we'll get started on our first part for the Crook Brothers Breakdown. I'm going to do this in phrases, and I'll start with the first 4-bar phrase. Before we get into that, I'll just explain how I kick this off with a couple of taters. And remember, you got the view from my glasses if you want to see the fingerboard a little closer. So we're going to start out with this. And some people call that taters. That's just a quarter note and 2/8. So 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. And the last one we're going to hold out for a half note. But I'm playing a third finger on the A string. First finger on the E string. So that's a D and an F sharp. You can slide into that first finger on the E string if you want to, like this. And I'm just going to play 3 sets of taters and then 1 hold on the last one. So. And then I'll go into the first phrase of the tune. So one more time. And if you can't do the double stop, that's okay. You could just play a third finger on the A string, a D note there. All right, so there's our taters. And then we'll go into the first phrase of the tune, which sounds like this. Okay, I'll do that again. Okay, remember, if I'm going too fast, you can slow the video down. So we'll slide into our first finger on the E string on a down bow. Third finger E string, an A note. Slur 2 down. This is 4 to 3, B to A. Then first finger E string, an F sharp. Then we're going to slur 3 on a down bow. This is a D note on the A string. So that's third finger A string. First finger F sharp. Fourth finger B. So that was third finger, an A note on the E string. This is up. Okay, so now I've got next part of the phrase. So that's first finger E string, an F sharp, open E, slur 3 on a down bow. That's D, open E, first finger F sharp. Then we're going to play an A note, third finger on the E string on an up bow, fourth finger B. Okay. Now down, third finger on the E string, an A note, first finger F sharp, slur 3 down, third finger on the A string, a D, first finger F sharp, fourth finger B. And then we're going to keep that fourth finger down that B note and add a third finger on the A string. That's our double stop. Play that on an up bow. You should be up when you get to that point. So that double stop you can leave out if you want to just play the fourth finger twice. I'll play that phrase one more time. Okay, so that's our first phrase of the tune, our first 4-bar phrase. Play it one more time. So get that down really good before you go to the next phrase. But if you've got that, now we can go to the next phrase. And we're going to have some repetition note-wise and bowing-wise. But this is all the same. All of that is the same. So that's the first two measures and the first note of the next two measures. This is where it gets different. We're going to go. That's our wrap-up phrase. So we've got. And ending on that slur from the first half of the phrase, we're going to be on a down bow. First finger on the E string on F sharp, open E, down bow, third finger on the A string, first finger E, open E, slur 3 up here. So that's 3, 1, open, D, B, A. We're going to play double stop here, or you can just play your third finger on the A string. This is third finger on A D note, and first finger on E and F sharp. So that's down and then up on that. So that last phrase, last part of the phrase is. And then all together, the second half is. That one more time. Okay, so there is our second phrase, and that completes the A part of the tune. And I'll do the whole thing together. I'll do it with the repeats really slow, so you can play along with me if you want to. Here we go. That gets us through the first part of the tune. Now we'll do the second part of the tune. Okay, now we're on the B part of the tune. I'll just play that first half of it down one time, and then we'll get to learn that. Do that again. And the nice thing about this is the second part is almost the same thing. So once we get that first half of the B part down, we'll almost be done with it. So let's break that down into two phrases. So here's our first phrase. Okay, and we're going to do a lot of 3-note slurs in this, so just be on the lookout for those. First finger on the A string down. We're going to do a 3-note slur up. So that was 1, 3, 1. 3-note slur down, open A, third finger, A string, first finger. 3-note slur up now, third finger on the A string, first finger, B note on the A string, open A. Then another 3-note slur on the D string down, we're going to do second finger F sharp, first finger E, open D. So. Again. Okay, so that's our first half. Next half sounds like this. Okay, so we're going to do an up bow. We're starting right before the downbeat of that next measure there. Second finger on the G string, a B note. First finger A, back to B, the second finger. That was all up. Then we're going to do down bow, 3-note slur, open D, first finger E, second finger F sharp. So then first finger D string and E note, open D, back to E. Okay, so now we've got. second finger on the D string. That's an F sharp. That was down, and then we're going to play a double stop here. You could just play the second finger twice. Actually, I'd go to the first finger. Let's play the first finger. If you don't want to do the double stop, do first finger on the A string. But to play the double stop, it's second finger on D, first finger on A. And this is going to be up. Okay, so now we've got... Okay, then I'll do that whole first phrase one more time so you can play along if you want to. Here we go. Okay, that's our first half of the B part, and the cool thing is that the second half is almost the same thing except for the last two notes. Actually, just the last note is different, so we'll have... Everything is exactly the same. The last two notes, we'll play a second finger on the D string, F sharp, just like we did before, but we're going to slide out of that. About to right there, an F to open D. That's the only thing that's different, so... Play all the same bowings, everything's the same. I'll play that phrase. Okay, and then I'll play the whole thing one more time all the way through. This is the B part all the way through with the repeats. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that gets us through the whole tune. One other thing you can do if you want to on this B part and on the A part too, you can add some drones, and that would just be anytime you're playing on the A string, like those notes at the very beginning, you can play the open D with that. And you could continue to play drones after that. You could play notes on the D string, you could have the open A string with those. But you don't have to do that. It might be a little much, but it's really up to you, however you want to do that. So maybe on those last two, just play the open A with the D string there. On the first part, you can do the same thing. Maybe just on the first two notes, play the open A string with those. All right, I hope you enjoyed that lesson and got a lot out of it. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. My info is on the website. And also, make sure if you're a subscriber, you're jumping on the twice weekly Zoom hangs where you can just ask me any questions. And we'll go over concepts and tunes as well. I have a little jam session on there. I have rhythm tracks and we jam along. You can play with me. And we just have a really good time. So make sure you check those out if you're a subscriber, and I'll see you in the next lesson.